Hello, my name's Matt and welcome to Vectra News, the place where you can get your fill of gaming news for the week of the 30th of August 2014. Coming up in this week's episode, Amazon officially buy Twitch TV for just under $1 billion, Nintendo announced new 3DS and 3DS LL consoles, a new standalone expansion for Saints Row 4 has been announced, and Assassin's Creed Unity has been delayed to November the 11th. Now this week has left plenty of people shocked and surprised after it was made official by Amazon that they have bought Twitch TV for $970 million, which is around £500,000 in the UK. It appears as though Twitch decided to turn down Google's flat $1 billion deal and decided to go for slightly less with Amazon instead. Over the last few months, everyone was so sure that this kind of deal was set to happen between Google and Twitch, especially since audio matching was introduced to livestream highlights and some integrations were made to YouTube. Last month Twitch saw over 55 million unique visitors and the streaming service has become that of a monopoly when it comes to video game livestreams. Now based on the growing popularity of the industry and competition towards YouTube's livestream feature, it made a lot of sense for Google to make this kind of move. However, the fact that Amazon are the company to do this has left many scratching their heads in confusion as to what the reasoning is to try and make this kind of deal. An official statement was made, however, publicly on Twitch by CEO Emmett Shear, who had the following to say: "Today I'm pleased to announce we've been acquired by Amazon. We chose Amazon because they believe in our community, they share our values and long-term vision, and they want to help us get there faster." Now some may ask, why have Twitch been looking to sell their company in the first place? Well, according to an article from The Verge, they couldn't handle its explosive growth, and they decided it was best if they had a much larger company they could piggyback onto so the technology and infrastructure could match its growth. For those worrying as to how this deal will affect Twitch, Emmett Shear also had this to say: "We're keeping most everything the same, our office, our employees, our brand, and most importantly our independence. But with Amazon's support, we'll have the resources to bring you an even better Twitch." So we know what Twitch have to say about this acquisition, but what do you think about all of this? Do you believe this to be a good or bad thing? Let us know in the comments section below. As of yesterday, Nintendo announced new 3DS and 3DS LL console models, which are said to feature better 3D, built-in NFC support, new ZR and ZL shoulder buttons, a stronger CPU, and an expected launch in Japan for the 11th of October. Some aesthetic changes to these consoles have also been made, with the likes of a new C button, which allow you to control games with dual analog controls, and there's also going to be a reduction in weight for the 3DS LL by about 7 grams, as well as an increase in weight for the new 3DS by 18 grams. The 3D effect is also said to be greatly improved in these new models with the introduction of an improved screen which will allow you to view the 3D effect from a wider range of angles compared to previous models. Both of these new models will also include the ability to customize your system through the use of cover plates, and the battery life should also be marginally better than previous models. In terms of price, this new 3DS will be sold for 16,000 yen, which is the equivalent of $154, and the new 3DS LL will be sold for slightly more at 18,800 yen, which is the equivalent of $180. Nintendo have stated that they currently have no plans to release these new models in North America this year. However, for those in Europe, a release of 2015 has now been officially confirmed. Now if you're a fan of the Saints Row franchise, you'll be glad to hear that a new standalone expansion known as Saints Row: Gat Out of Hell has been announced and is on its way for January 2015. The game was revealed at PAX Prime this week after a trailer made its debut at the event. So the backstory behind Gat Out of Hell is that both Johnny Gat and Kinsey are sucked into hell after playing around with a Ouija board and end up coming face to face with Satan. The game is set to feature 2-player online co-op and has a map that is roughly half the size of Saints Row 4's steel port. Players will also have access to new weapons such as a locust gun, the energy caster, the armchair Mageddon, and even a gun that will fire a plague of frogs. Now this game shouldn't be seen as Saints Row 5 or a full complete game, as although this can be played without owning a copy of Saints Row 4, it's essentially an expansion for that game. If you're interested in buying a copy of Gat Out of Hell, it will be available for PC, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360 and Xbox One on January the 27th for $19.95. For this week's final piece of news, it's time to add another game to the list of delayed titles this year, with Ubisoft announcing that Assassin's Creed Unity will be delayed by 2 weeks. According to Ubisoft, these extra 2 weeks will allow the development team to add a bit more polish to the game. They also said that they will be spending this extra time to improve minor aspects to the game, as well as a day one patch which will provide other improvements. Originally, Assassin's Creed Unity was to be released on October the 28th, so this is only a minor delay compared to that of The Witcher 3 or Evolve, which are both titles which have been pushed back to next year. With Unity now being released on the 11th of November, the game will now be available on the same day as Assassin's Creed Rogue, which will only be available for last-gen consoles, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, whilst Assassin's Creed Unity will be available for PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But that's all for Vectra News this week. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and also follow us on Twitter or Facebook in order to keep up to date with everything in the network. And for even more video game news and reviews, be sure to head on over to vectranews.com. But other than that, I've been Matt, and I'll see you later.